video. Hello guys, welcome back to our new video. So in this video we'll be covering the topic numbers in Python. So basically there are three data types which fall under the categorization of numbers in Python. We have the first one is integer, the second one is float, and the third one is complex. So these are the three this is fine. I think this font size is fine. So these are the three data types that falls under the categorization of numbers in Python. So I'll be using Google Colab so that you get a better understanding of how Google Colab works in a browser, and how to you can check my video so to get a reference of how to use Google Colab and how to not install anything like Jupyter. Okay, so this is a forked version of Jupyter itself, so you don't need to install anything, right? So let's begin. Okay, so basically the integer we know commonly we use it in various other programming languages as a data type. So here in Python also we have integer. Let's say age. So I have declared an age variable with the value of 23, and if I type age I'll get like the it takes a time, but it will return integer for sure, because I have declared an integer in a variable. So Python does that very in a efficient manner. You don't need to declare any data type just like you did in C or C++. Int age, you don't need to write all those things. It will automatically detect. So the same applies for float itself. So if I write here balance equals to, let's say, 23,000.45, and if I write here, just wait, so you can see it will detect as float. And the same case happens with the there is a third category which is called the complex numbers. I'll come back to it, just wait. Let me give you an overview about float first. So you can see here I have declared a variable called balance and then initialize it with a variable with a value of, let's say, 23,000.45. So you have studied about long, double, these kind of data types in C, or you can say in Java. So there is no such thing in Python. Python considers only one decimal data type, which is called float. So if I write here like let's say rate, oops, so yeah, rate of interest is 0, just a second, 456. So if the rate of interest is 0.456, let's say 1, and if I write here type, okay, so you can see here it will return float. So there is no concept of double or long in here. Okay, we have only one decimal data type which is called float. So that's it. And the third category we have is complex numbers. You all have learned about complex numbers in your higher secondary maths, so it will be very easy to know what complex number is once you go through all those things. I'll just say if a number resides, or if a digit is being, if a numerical digit has been expressed in the form of, let's say let's say in this format, 23 plus 7j. So I think this will be complex. First let me print this up. Okay, so you can see here it has been represented under a parenthesis, so it is a complex data type for sure. Yes, here you can see, so the type returns the data type of the variable, which is complex. So these are the three kind of numerical data that you can work with in Python. Okay, and there are a lot of things you can do with all these numerical data types. You can perform arithmetic operations, you can perform logical and all the stuff. There are a lot of things. Okay, so there are also some functions associated with that. You have let's say okay. There are a lot of functions. Let me just hop into W3 School so you can get a good idea about, let's say, W3. Okay, yeah, you can see these are the functions you have. I have just given an example of ABS function which returns you the absolute value of the the number, okay, of the or whatever argument you put in. So there are a lot of functions. I currently can't find out the exact page where it can list all the functions, but I'll be covering it in my next video, so no problems there. Today I'll be explaining about arithmetic operators in Python. So you have addition operator, which is, you know what it is. Let's say I have a number 1 equals to 4, and then I have num2 equals to 7. Now if I say let's say num1 plus num2, the it will be returned. Okay, so this is the arithmetic operator, which is the addition. Then you have subtraction operator. The same applies to, if I say right here num2 minus num1, you can get here the difference. Same applies to multiplication, okay, and the division. Now what you'll see here is, just a second. So what you will see here is it returns the decimal value, okay, the decimal value. So this single slash operator, or you can say the division operator, will return the float value of the division, okay. And if you want to return the integer, only the integer value, you can write here double slash, so it will return 1. So 0.75 has been eliminated, or it has been ignored for some reason. Okay, so this you can use. This is of great utility. And then you have the modulus operator. You can see here, you know what the modulus operator is. It gives you the reminder. And then what am I missing? These are the basic operators, I guess. I don't think there are any other kind of operators. So there are also numerous functions that we can use while playing with numbers. There are ABS, there is round, there is random. There are a lot of functions that we will be covering up in our next video. So stay tuned, guys, and